Hello and welcome in the third video of the GST. So we were discussing the numerical questions. So this is going to be our third video. In that I have uploaded the two different videos in which I discussed about the introduction of the GST and different numerical questions. So if you have not seen that video, I will advise everyone to watch that video first. So in the third video, this is going to be our third video. We were discussing the numerical questions on the GST. So we are going to discuss about the fourth question on the GST. So let's discuss this question. So the question is telling Radhika buys crockery having marked price of 4,500. She gets a discount of 12%. So the 12% discount she is getting on the amount of 4,500. Now if the CGST is 6%, so now it is talking about the CGST, not the GST. So you already know that the GST means the CGST as well as the SGST. So if the CGST is 6%, so the GST, the total GST will be the 12%. So including the CGST and the SGST, Radhika has to pay the 12% amount. So what is the amount she is required to pay for his crockery? And also the amount of the SGST. So this is the question. We have to get the SGST, that means the 6%, as well as the discount of the 12%. So let's discuss this question. So if we talk about, you will first of all, you have understood the question. So first of all, you will try to answer this question by yourself. So I hope that you have already paused the video and you have tried the question. So now let's get the solution. So now it is talking about the discount of the 12% and the amount is 4,500. So 4,500 is the amount. Now the discount she is getting of the 12%. So let's see. So 12%, 12 divided by 100. Now these two zeros will be cancelled and 45 into 12 equal to 540. So 540 would be the, after the discount, she is getting a discount of 540. So 540 she is the discount she is getting. So the total amount after deduction of the amount, the total amount, what will be the total amount? 5,400. So the total discount she will get is 39. So 3,960 would be the amount of the crockery after getting the discount of the 12%. I hope up to this it is clear. Now the CGST plus the Central Goods and Services Tax plus SGST. So the total would be the 6% is the CGST. So the total amount would be the 12%, because if we add the CGST as well as the SGST, it will be total 12%. So let's get the 12%. So 12 divided by 100 multiplied by this amount, 39, 60. 0 is cancelled out, and the total, if you multiply 396 and divide by 10, the total amount will come 475.20. This would be the total amount. You can do the mental calculation also. So this will be the amount. Now this is the tax, this is the GST tax. She has to pay, Radhika has to pay the tax on CGST tax on this amount. So after adding the tax, what will be the total amount what she has to pay? So 3,960 is the actual amount she has to pay. Now 475 rupees plus 20 paise. So you have to add it because she has to pay the taxes also. So after adding, it will become 35, here 20 paise, 35 and 44. So 4,435.20 paise she has to pay. So it is the amount, she is required to pay for the crockery. So this is the amount, 4,435.20 is the total amount Radhika has to pay. Now it is also asking and the amount of the SGST. So what is the amount of the SGST? So it is a 12%. So if we divide by 2, if we divide 475.20 by 2, the total amount will come. So what will be the total amount? You can divide it by 2. So the total amount will come 237.60. So this will be 237.60 paise. This will be the SGST amount. This will be the SGST amount. So I hope it is clear. So it is asking how much Radhika has to pay for the crockery. So 4,435 rupees and 20 paise she has to pay in total after including the GST, and the amount she has to pay for SGST is 237 rupees and 60 paise. So this is, I hope that this question is clear for everyone. So this is the total explanation of this question. You will write the answer in this manner. I hope it is clear. So let's move to our next question. So let's discuss another question. I hope that the question number 4 is clear. So let's discuss the question number 5. So the question number 5 is telling a list price of the Dell laptop is 84,000. So at 84,000 is the price of the Dell laptop. Now the dealer gives a discount of 20% on the listed price. He also offers the 10% additional discount on the balance, and the GST is 28%. So the question is asking the taxable amount, the total amount of the GST, and the final price he has to pay to the dealer including the GST. So this is the final question. So in order, we have to, how to solve this question? To solve this question, we have to go ahead step by step. So step by step process we will follow in order to solve this question. So whatever the question is telling, we will do according to that. So don't get confused about the question. The amount of the Dell laptop is 84,000. The 20% discount is being offered. So after the discount has been made and the balance you will get, again you have to deduct the 10% because the additional discount is given. After that you have to get the 28% of the balance, and then you have to add it as the GST amount. So this is the whole question. Now if you have understood the question, you can easily solve the question. So first of all, you will try to solve this question by yourself, and after that I will tell you the answer. So you can pause the video and solve the question. So let's discuss the question. Now the total amount is 84,000. Total amount is 84,000, and the 20% discount the dealer is offering. So 20 divided by 100. So 0, 0 cancelled out. Now if you 840, if you multiply it by 20, what is the amount you are going to get? You are going to get the 16,800. It is the discount that you are getting. 16,800 is the total discount. So you have to deduct this amount with the full amount, 84,000. So 84,000 minus 16,800. So what will be the amount you are going to get? 67,200. This is the amount you are going to get. So this is the balance. On this balance you are also getting a discount of the 10%. So let's deduct. So 10% deduction is very easy. You can deduct by 10, 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 67 and 200. Very simple process I am following, so that very easily no problem will happen to understand this question. So how much would be the price? The price would be 6720 if you multiply it by 10. Now another thing you can do, you can here also you can cancel out the 20 and this will be the, you can cancel out the 10 and this will be the 6720 would be the 10%. So very easy. If suppose the 500 is there and you are required to get the 10%, so 10 can automatically be cancelled and 500 would be the 10% of the 5000. So this you have to remember. So this type of discussion we have done in our video number 2. You can watch it for the full discussion of the percentage. Now this would be the amount. You can divide it. So 67,200 minus 6720. So because this discount you are getting, so total amount would be 60,480. So this is the final balance that you are going to be charged for the Dell laptop. Now the GST will come. The GST is the 28%. So let's see, the 28% would be the GST that you must have to pay, multiplied by 60,480. So 0 is cancelled out. Now you have to multiply it, 6048 multiplied by 28, and then you have to divide it by 10. So what will be the total amount? The total amount would be 16,934. 34.40. So 16,934.40 rupees would be the total GST amount. Now after the deduction, after the inclusion of the GST into this amount, so you have to add 67,000. So this is the amount, 60,480 plus 16,934.40. So what will be the total amount? The total amount would be 77,414.40. So after inclusion of the GST, this is the amount that she has to pay, that he has to pay for the Dell laptop, including the GST. So now what the question is asking? The question is asking the taxable amount. So the taxable amount would be, this would be the taxable amount, 16,934 would be the taxable amount. The taxable amount, this would be the taxable amount. This would be 60,480 would be the taxable amount. The total amount of the GST the consumer has to pay, the total GST amount is 16,934 is the total amount as the GST the consumer has to pay, and the total price he has to pay to the dealer including the GST. So this will be 77,414.40 would be the total amount including the GST that the customer has to pay to the dealer. So these are the three parts of this question. I hope it is clear. If it is not clear, you can repeat the video. You can repeat the video and watch it once again. So this is the whole detailed analysis of this question. I hope that you have understood the question. Now this is going to be the answer. So after deduction of the discounts, so the 20% and then the 10%, this is the amount 60,480 after so this will be the GST 28%, the GST paid by the consumer 16,934 rupees and 40 paise. So this is the GST paid by the customer, and the final price to be paid by the customer would be 60,480 plus 16,934 rupees and 40 paise. So the total amount is, including the GST, 77,414.40 paise. So I hope that this question is clear for everyone. So let's move to the next question. So now let's move to question number 6. I hope that the question number 5 is clear for everyone. So the question number 6 is telling, Mrs. Sarita buys goods worth rupees 6,500 from Easy Day store. She gets a rebate of 10% on 5,000 as a member and a flat discount of 50 rupees on the remaining. On the remaining, it is asking. If the GST is charged 18% and the total amount she has to pay for the goods is what? So here you have to find out the GST charged 18% and the total amount she has to pay for the goods. So now 6,500 is the total amount of the goods. So this question is going to be very easy one. If you have understood the question, whichever question is there, if you have understood, the question is very easy. So the total amount, let's see, the total amount is 6,500. 6,500 is the total amount. Now she get a rebate of 10%. Now 10% she is getting a rebate on 5,000. So up to 5,000 it can be divided into two parts. First is called the 5,000. First will be called the 5,000 and another one will be called the remaining amount. Now it has the 5,000, then the remaining amount, what can be the remaining amount? 1,500. This will be the remaining amount, because if you add 5,000 and 1,500, the total will be 6,500. So after deduction of the 5,000, this will be the 1,500 would be the remaining amount. So now the rebate she is getting, a rebate of this 10%. So you can orally, you can understand what would be the 10% of the 500. I have said in the last video and here also. So the 10% would be 10 would be cancelled, and 500 would be the 10% of the 5,000. So she is getting a rebate, so it will be minus 5,000. So the total amount would be 4,500. Up to this, I hope it is clear for everyone. Very simple language. I am discussing a very simple language. Here it is telling flat discount of rupees 50 on the remaining amount. So what is the remaining amount? 1,500 is the remaining amount. So 1,500 minus 50. So what would be the amount? The amount would be 1,450. 1,450 would be the amount. Now add this amount. So what would be the addition? 4,500 plus 1,450. So what would be the total amount? 1,500. So 5,950 50 would be the total amount. Now 18% GST. Now he has been charged. She has been charged the 18% as the GST. So this will be the total amount. 5950 would be the total amount after getting all the deduction and all that. So 18% is the GST charged on her. So 0, 0 cancelled out. Now the total amount would be, after you here you please come here, the space is very less. So 7021. 7021 is the 18%, that means the GST. So after adding 5950 plus GST, what is the amount of the GST? 7021. This is the amount of the GST. So if you add it, the total amount would be 12,971. So including the GST, she has to pay 12,971. So the total amount she has to pay for the goods is 12,961. So I hope that this is clear for everyone. It is also very easy. If you understand the question would be very easy. If you don't understand the question, it will remain a problematic question for you. So let's move to the next question. And another thing, this is the total explanation. The list price of the goods 6,500. Now here the total amount after the deduction, the 5,950, the 18% is the GST, and the total amount would be 7,021, and after adding these two, the total amount you are getting is a 12,971. So I hope it is clear. So let's move to the next question. Now let's discuss another question. We are going to discuss the question number 7. So the question number 7 is telling a manufacturer washing machine at the cost of 11,000. He sells to B and the B sells to C and the C sells to D. So the selling chain is happening among themselves. Now the GST rate is 28% and the profit is 1,500 at each stage of selling the chain. So everybody is making a profit of 1,500. Now you have to find out the total amount of the GST, the price including the GST paid for the washing machine. So the total amount is 11,000 is the total amount. It is the total price of the washing machine, and the 3 times the sale has happened. So 1 time, 2 time, 3 times. So 3 times is there, the sale has happened and everybody has made a profit of 1,500. So what will be the total amount? The total amount is 11,000. So 11,000 is the total amount plus he sells to B first time, second time and the third time. 3 times the profit 1,500 has been made. 1 time, second time and the third time. 3 times the sale has happened and 3 times the profit has also happened. So what will be the total amount? You can calculate it. It will be called the 15,500. So this will be the total amount he has been it will be the total amount. The 15,500 is the total amount. Now 28% GST. Now the GST is 28%. So let's get the amount. So 28 divided by 100 multiplied by 15,500. Now the 2 0 are cancelled out and you can multiply 15,500. The The 155 with the 28, you will get the total amount. So if we multiply it, the total amount would be 4,340 rupees. It will be the total amount. So it would be the GST. Now including the total amount of the GST, it will be the answer. So 4,340 would be the amount of the GST. 4,340. Now the price including the GST, the D has paid for the washing machine. So you can calculate, you can add. Now 4,340, you can add it here. Now if you add it, you will get the 19,840. You can add it, it will be the amount. I have added. So this is the amount, 19,840. So this will be the total amount D has paid including the GST. Now this is the amount is the GST. Now if you add the total amount with the GST, the total paid amount will come. So this is how the question will be solved. I hope it is clear. You can recap the answer once again. I don't think that anybody should have the problem after so much discussion. So this is the total analysis. You will write the answer in this manner. So I hope it is clear. So this is going to be the amount. So let's move towards the next question. Now let's see the question number 8. The question number 8 is telling the manufacturer sold TV to the wholesaler at a profit of rupees 1,000, whose manufacturing cost was 15,000. The wholesaler sold it to a trader at the profit of 1,000. If the trader sold it to the customer at a profit of 1,500. Now this is the question. Now the facts it is asking the total GST collected by the state government. So the state government, that means the SGST, it is asking the SGST, not the CGST and the SGST together. So it will be the half, 28. So half of the 28 would be 14%. It is asking the 14% of the total price, the amount that the customer paid for the TV, the total amount, the amount the customer paid for the TV. So it is asking about the two different informations. So let's go ahead with the question. Let's solve the question. I hope that you have understood the question. Now if we solve this question, the total amount is 15,000. So the 15,000 is the total amount. The total amount is 15,000 plus, see how many times this has been sold. So one time it has been sold, one. Next it has been sold, 2 times it has been sold. Now 3 times it has been sold. So here the 3 times it has been sold. So the first time is the 1,000. So 1,000. Second time again with the profit of 1,000. So 1,000. Third time it has been sold with the profit of 1,500. So the 1,500. So what will be the total amount of the washing machine? So sorry, of the TV. What is the total amount of the TV? The total amount would be 18,500. So 18,500 would be the total amount of the TV. Now please come to here, the space was not there in that. The 18,500 is the total amount of the TV. Now it is asking 28%. The 28% of the SGST it is asking. The question is asking the total GST collected by the total GST collected by the state government at the rate of 18%. So 18%, the total would be the 14%. The SGST would be the 14%. So what is the 14% of that? Of the 18,500. So the 14,000, so let's get the 14,000. 20 are cancelled. Now 185 multiplied by the 14, what will be the amount? The amount would be 2540. 2540 would be the amount. It will be the SGST. Sorry, it will be 2590. 2590 would be the SGST. So now the total amount would be what? 18,500 plus 2590. So what will be the total amount after including the SGST? It will be 21,090. So this is the amount that he has to pay. So this is the amount that the customer paid for the TV. This is the one number. This is the answer of 1 and this is the answer of the 2. So I hope it is clear. So I hope that you have enjoyed the video and your basic concepts about the GST questions has become more and more stronger. So thanks for watching this video. Keep practicing. Thank you.